Go.
We'll call the Public Works Committee to order. And committee members are all present. Is Tim present?
Well, it'd be Raymond Schneider, Leonard, and Flanagan.
Okay. Very good. First item is about removal of parking unit signs on Keller Avenue. Can you enlighten us on that, Patty, or somebody?
I've had a couple of requests from business owners that they don't think they need them. And people that come in from the Twin Cities look up and says 1 hour parking, and those guys keep track of that stuff. Around here, we just don't pay attention to them because nobody enforces it. So if we're not enforcing it, we thought we could maybe take them down. But this goes back to like 1970 when my dad was on the parking committee for the Amory Community Club to keep the employees and employers from parking in front of their door on Main Street. So you know how it goes, Sarah. Can we police ourselves and take down a bunch of those signs and call it good?
I do recall this being an issue just even last year, I think it was, with business that is on Main Street, that there was a little disagreement with a neighbor in regards to parking on Main Street and taking up a parking spot in front of somebody else's business. So I understand if we're not policing it, that's one thing. However, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll check in.
What do the signs currently say?
Some say 1 hour parking, some say 2 hour parking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for the most part, if I remember that rightly, and that's maybe even into the like he said, the 70s, we used to have 5 bars in town in 1970. And typically the bar folks would come at 10 o'clock in the morning and sit there till 10 o'clock at night. And so that was the overriding concern that I recall. And it was a problem because, like I said, there was a bar across the street where Frosty Herman is now, and the Alibi, and I don't remember. There was a lot more bar traffic back then, I think, than there is now. So I don't know if it's an issue or not.
Yeah, I don't necessarily.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Well, I don't necessarily see that it's an issue any longer necessarily. And I think if it's an employer or an employee parking on Main Street, I think that that's something that we need to, as a collective group, address on a case-by-case basis versus, leaving everybody else having to adhere to something that isn't necessary. It's not necessary. I mean, I just look at, even like on Tuesday nights or Monday nights, there's people out in front of Club 53 longer than an hour, and they're actually visiting the business. And like you said, with bars and restaurants, you don't want to make people have to go out and move their vehicles every hour because that's what the sign says, even though it's not being policed.
And there's no overnight parking right on Main Street, so.
Correct.
But that also, I think if we're looking at this, I quite honestly think we should consider, one, why do we have no overnight parking? Because if there is somebody at the bar all night, now they're required to move their car. So we're I don't know, I think potentially creating some community safety things. It's one thing that I've noticed is not here, but as I drive early in the morning down through other towns, and there's cars that are still parked on Main Street out in front of a bar with a ticket on it. And then, well, what message are we sending? We're sending a message that no matter how drunk you are, let's get you on the road, right? So I don't know the history or the rationale as to why there is no overnight parking, but
I think a lot of it had to do with the apartments that are on Main Street. The people were parking in front of it all, and they wouldn't move for long periods of time.
okay.
I know that was an issue when they're plowing snow and different things too, and I know that streets are supposed to be closed,
Yeah.
all the time.
When those signs were put in also, we had virtually no parking back off street.
Right.
Cause Chet's was a topic of discussion back then and because we didn't, there was some conflict with using the Birch Street parking with Chet's employees. They didn't want to do that. But we put that, that parking lot is in north now, and I think all your folks park back there now, don't they, Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the signs went up to fix a problem and then we built parking and now we don't have a problem, so.
I guess I would make the recommendation to the full council then to remove the parking signs on Keller Avenue.
Is that a motion?
Yes. Well, it's a motion for a recommendation, yeah.
Yeah, and I will second that, yes.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, this is just a recommendation that's going to full council at our next meeting. Second item of business is about the drafting an amendment to the Stour Seven Lakes Trail Master Plan. And we got a supportive document from the mayor, talking points on the Stour Trail.
Yeah, this goes back to summer of 2017 when we found out we're going to be going through a road diet, economic development, community club, farm table, Amory Hospital Clinic in the city of Amory. We sat down, we came up with a bicycle and pedestrian plan that actually it turned out to be a pretty good plan because the city council passed it on July 25th, 2018. As soon as this passed, this was also in the period where they were working on a new master plan for the Stour Trail. I took this plan up to the Environmental Services Committee. There's letters in there stating that the purpose of this correspondence is to notify you as responsible officials that Amory's master plan calls for paving a little more than a mile of the existing Stour Seven Lakes and Cattail trails. Amory further understands that allowable trail uses is not something that Amory controls or dictates. Well, what happened is that plan didn't go through. They started another planning process with the tool design that they paid $30,000 to come up with a new master plan for the Stour Trail. I went to the public input and talked to the guy who was doing the study. I gave him a copy of the Amory Bicycle Master Plan so they could include it moving forward. When it came out, it was not on there, and this came out, and the DNR said no. So I thought it was all done, but starting in at the end of November, beginning of December, the DNR got together with the snowmobiles, I believe, with help with input from the snowmobiles. They got together the DNR, and they crafted a new plan or a plan to get rid of the deficiencies in the current master plan that the DNR was not going to approve. So in the month of December, they had something like 11 meetings, not inviting the city of Amory, not inviting the trail group there. And they did this all without our knowing. They finished their plan up. They went to the following week, they went to Environmental Services, passed the plan. Last Tuesday, it went to a week ago Tuesday, it went to full county board and it passed. It passed without having our bicycle and pedestrian plan overlay on it. And I tried to get it tabled for 2 months so we could put a plan together. So when the county passed the plan, our plan would be included, everybody would be happy. Well, not everybody's happy. I guess I'm not happy that they just said the heck with you guys. They won't work with us. We got $15,000 into the plan itself. We have another $30,000 grant that we got from the Amory Hospital Foundation that we have been using to label these plans, and now we can't finish the plan because they didn't include the plan. And the things in the plan include such like an exit off a cattail trail to the cemetery to get to the schools. That all has to be included in the master plan, and it was not. So, you know, you saw the documentation. I talked to Paul Mahler, our city attorney, this morning. He thought that Parks and Rec Committee should recommend a letter to the county and then get city council blessings to tell them to work with us and get this through. And that might be the way to go. I also got a email from Bob Kosmarski at the county this afternoon late. And Polk County Planner Tim Anderson will be in touch with us by the end of the week with a process outline to proceed with our request. Well, which is fine, and we're going to have to follow that through to get our plan in place. But the county could have done this, and we could have had this all done up front instead of going back for the second time. You know, they're gonna the way we've been treated. I got a feeling that this is not going to go smoothly. So I just wanted just to bring this up to everybody and let them know that it's things are kind of moving forward, but I got a feeling they're not going to move forward very quick or to our advantage.
And that's disappointing because so much time and effort was put into creating that master plan and to get, you know, other entities involved with the Safe Route to School, et cetera, utilizing the Cattail Trail and the Stour Seven Lakes Trail. And it's very disappointing because a lot of time and effort and money has gone into it already. And it's very disappointing.
Correct, and you know, that was part of my talking points I sent to the county last week to get this tabled for a couple months so we could get everything all worked out. So when the county passed it, it would have been okay with the city council and everybody would have been happy. It wasn't very, very transparent, but it didn't happen that way.
Yeah, that is disappointing. And
so I guess this was just an update to let you know what is going on. And I would like to continue moving forward and keep the city council informed and the committees informed as to what is going on. And I should have something for you Monday that we can put on the city council meeting and and then if we have to draft a letter, I'll have a letter drafted that will take our position up. And I don't know what everybody's, I don't want to speak for the city council, but I know this is very important to the city of Amory to attract future people here is to have a non-motorized and motorized trail. Even if they do the motorized part of the snowmobiles, I think in about 18 months there'll be ATVs on there because they're going to widen the whole trail and just make it all motorized. Personally, I think that's what's going to happen. But we got to do as much as we possibly can to keep moving forward.
that's right. Thank you for all the work you're doing on this, Paul, too. Appreciate it. And I think we need to let them know our feelings about this whole thing.
I haven't lost much sleep over being the mayor, but I tell you what, this last couple of weeks has been,
Yeah,
I've lost a little bit of sleep.
I guess so.
It looked to
Well,
me
we
like
appreciate you taking it on.
In fact, the county started brushing this morning.
Yeah,
the area for the new swamp walk is what it's gonna be. It's, I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're gonna try to put in a primitive hiking trail next to the snowmobile. So when it's open to snowmobiles, there's a primitive hiking trail for the walkers,
Really?
which
How far does that go?
all the way to County Road C. Now, you gotta remember, they don't have, I don't think they have the, there was no, when you do a resolution, county, you have to have a budgetary, deal, so they know what it's gonna cost. Well, they, kind of skipped that part. One of the things that, you might wanna contact your county supervisor, and, I talked to Fran, but it sounds like there was an amendment to sell the Polk County Lime Quarry to pay for this secondary trail to go to Osceola.
Really?
Polk County Lime Quarry is a moneymaker for Polk County. It's got excellent lime. It is, it's not very good. I mean, I don't know, I can't get an answer why they are ramming this down our throat so quick when we could have compromised. And,
Yeah. Yeah, it's very puzzling. Well, I think Fran will let the minutes reflect that this has been brought up for discussion here at the Public Works Committee, and I don't know if we need any kind of a vote or just consensus that we're in favor of pursuing the actions that you're laying out for us. Is there consensus from the committee?
Yeah, I mean, we had a master plan and that got ignored, so, and that was given the full blessing. I'm behind, continuing to push forward.
You want to take a vote on it?
Very good.
Sure.
Okay. I don't have anything else on the agenda, so is there a motion to adjourn?
And then let's take a vote on whether we're, wanting to send this on for the full council to give the blessing.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
are you making a motion, Chad?
Yes, making a motion to move this on to full council, and I think it's on other committees as well, right?
yes,
But,
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Second?
I will second that.
Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Very good. Motion to adjourn,
So moved.
moved
second,
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is adjourned.
All right.